Hey guys, I'm Shane with Studio 2 Magic, and this is another episode of Studio 2's Creators Corner. And today we're going to talk about the new drone regulations that are going into effect here in the United States, and what it's going to mean for filmmakers like us. Are we still going to be able to use drones? This is February of 2021, and the FAA has released their newest set of regulations. And I think this may be the final laws for a while. They may be releasing some amendments along the way as needed, but this is how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. I'm going to keep this as short as possible and just cover the main points that will affect drone users or people thinking about getting into drones. There are some videos out there that go deep into the detail, but I just want to give you the bullet points. So this is what you need to know. If you're a filmmaker like me and using a drone, maybe like a Mavic Pro 2, then you're not going to be able to just continue like you have been. There are some changes that will affect you. The first thing that you need to decide is, do you need the Part 107 Certified Pilot license? If you're going to be doing any drone work for commercial use, then the answer is yes, you have to get it. Commercial use will include posting videos to monetized YouTube channels. It'll obviously include things like jobs that you get paid for, like real estate photos or drone work for a client. But if you're even filming aerials for a short film that might be posted to YouTube or make money in any way, you're going to need the Part 107 license. If you're just purely a hobbyist, you wouldn't have to get it, but you better be sure. Now, if you already have the Part 107 Certified Pilot license, there's some good news. In the past, you have to take a recurrent test every 24 months, which included paying another $160 and going to the FAA authorized testing center. Now, you will still take the recurrent test, but it'll be online and it'll be free. So that's good news. And there is a new nighttime flying knowledge exam that you're going to have to pass after March 1st. To fly at night, you're going to need to do this whether you have the Part 107 license or not. You'll no longer have to go through a difficult process of getting a waiver for nighttime flight. They've done away with that. But you are required to have anti-collision lights on the drone that can be seen for 3 statute miles. This goes into effect on March 16th of 2021. Okay, another change applies to flying over people or vehicles. From what I'm seeing, you're still going to have the Part 107 license to do this, no matter what. If you're going to fly over people, you're going to need to have prop guards that would prevent lacerations to the skin. You're also going to have to make sure that your flight is in compliance with the guidelines for safe flight over people. You just have to determine that per flight. A lot of this, like flying over people and at night, is an allowance for drone package deliveries. They will need to do this. But it does help us to have a means to responsibly do it ourselves. Flying over vehicles is also permitted. It also requires the Part 107 license, and it just can't be done for extended periods. You can basically be passing over traffic, but you're not supposed to just follow over the top of traffic. The last big change that I want to cover is remote ID. Any drone that weighs over 0.55 pounds or 250 grams, it's going to have this. It will send out information from the drone like the location and the speed, things like that, but it's also going to send out the location of the drone operator. If you have a lighter drone, like a DJI Mini 2, which only weighs 242 grams, so it's under the 250 gram threshold, you don't have to have the remote ID for that. But you're very limited in what your flights can be. I mean, if you want to fly over people, you have to put prop guards on it to protect the people from being cut. And if you put the prop guards on it, it's going to put you over that weight limit above 250 grams. You'll be required to have the remote ID. Also, if you're going over people, you're going to need the Part 107 license. So really, if you have a light drone and you don't want to get the remote ID for it, you're probably just going to be doing shots of landscapes as a hobby or something like that. And you also have to keep it within the line of sight and under 400 feet. But for people with something like this or this, you're going to have the remote ID. Now, manufacturers have 18 months to start making their drones with remote ID built in, and we have a year beyond that to start using them. So we have a little time until this all goes into full effect, but it is coming. If you have a drone that doesn't have remote ID, you don't necessarily have to just stop using it and throw it away. There's going to be a module that you can attach to it that will send out this information. It won't tell the location of the person in control, but it will tell the location of the takeoff, which is usually where the controller is. This remote ID information that's being sent out from the drone will be available to like law officials or FAA or anybody else that needs to be able to get that information. But it's also going to be available to just anyone that has the app or the access to the site for this information. I'm not sure if the name of the pilot's going to be available to non-authorities though, but the locations will. This remote ID is being put into place so that any drone that's seen can be quickly checked out to verify that it is operating in compliance and not doing anything that it shouldn't be. Now, as before, drone operators will have to carry the proper license with them that can be presented to anyone authorized to request it. And again, this video is really made for people flying these medium to small drones like this or this. If you have a larger drone, the rules are going to be a little different, but pretty similar. And if there are any significant changes to this information I'm presenting in this video, I'll put it in the description below. So let's just get our drones and our licenses in compliance and keep on flying. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in for our next video next week. And I mean, subscribe, not tune in, it's subscribe. Oh, and click the bell icon, of course, so that you get the notification when we post it. Oh, and here's one of our videos now. And here's another one. And a subscribe button right here. It's everything you need right here.